Bruh, sometimes you just can't make this ish up. I swear, bro. Like, man, ninjas be doing the most. And we're going to talk about this particular ninja, Deon Richardson. And if you don't know what a ninja is, I ain't talking about the karate type. I'll see y'all in a minute. This is 5 Minutes with Mike. Our news, our voice, our issues. Believe that. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of 5 Minutes with Mike. I'm your host, Michael Beckford. Man, we already a few days deep into the new year, and there is a lot going on in the world today. I had opportunity to see this particular individual, Deon Richardson. Roughly, I came across his timeline or whatever, IG, whatever it was. Probably maybe a couple weeks ago, I first saw him, and obviously, he's a masculine presenting male, handsome guy, black, 20 something years old. I think he's 22, 23. And apparently, his ex-girlfriend, ex-girlfriend now, it was his girlfriend at the time. She outed him. She outed him for basically having relations of the sexual type with a trans woman. Now, those of you don't know what a trans woman is, a trans woman in short is usually an individual that was born a male and then moved in a transition to being a female. Henceforth, the term trans woman, transforming from the biological male to now a female, a woman, as so they say. Now, what makes this story interesting is Deon Richardson, who, he has many different IG profiles according to him. He recently went on a podcast that I saw him on YouTube, and this thing was just freaking hilarious. You guys are going to see this clip on here.
Talk to him, I'm like, sure, if we go be together for real, you gotta cut that dick off, sir. She okay, I'm gonna cut that dick off. Oh, all right.
Did she cut the dick off?
She never cut the dick off.
You still was fucking?
No, on my only guy. So I got head from her like 2, maybe 3 times, and only fucked her 1.5 times. So one time, then the second time, so I got tired of her. I get tired of pussy fast, so I got tired of her fast as is. So it ain't finished.
So it's just the illusion of just brass,
titties, ass.
Yeah. So just no nigga, like no straight nigga.
Hell nah, I'm cool. I get real pussy. I get real pussy, bro. I get real pussy. I love pussy.
How? All I see you is
look, I ain't gonna lie, I'm trying to be a rapper and an actor, Joe. You feel me? So shit, all that shit be entertainment, all that shit be fake. I'm just finna keep it a buck. All them lies be fake as hell. So.
But as you just saw on this particular clip, this dude, he was on Skin Bone Uncut, and he was talking about all kind of wild stuff. I mean, all kind of wild stuff between his apparent drug use, between, having his, trans women go out and run certain plays to get money, and then basically making, a certain amount of money from giving essentially giving a head. And so it was this is some crazy stuff, I must admit. And this guy, who was outed, rightfully so, has gone on a full-blown press tour, in my opinion. So, little do most people know, he's been on a couple podcasts now ever since this incident happened, kind of giving a little bit of his backstory. He was gang involved, things of that nature. He got kicked out the gang because of his, sexual preferences. But the biggest, to me, one of the wildest claims of all is that he says that he claims that he's not gay because he sleeps with transsexuals, a trans women. So he doesn't identify as being gay. When I just explained to you guys just a moment ago that the very definition of a trans woman is someone that was born biologically a male. So by definition, when it comes down to same-sex relations, it doesn't matter that this individual, whether they decided to cut it off down there in between their legs or they just stay, whatever the case may be. But according to the particular interview with Skin and Bone, this particular trans woman did not cut off their manhood, right? So they still got it down there. And relative to, whatever this individual's thinking. This episode of 5 Minutes with Mike is brought to you by Michael D. Beckford's newest book, Homeboys. Everybody has a homeboy, or friends call his own. The best friend you kick it with at the family barbecue. The one you trust to bring around your lady without raising a red flag. A homeboy will play video games, smoke, and chill. A homeboy is a nigga you can ride or die, and the one you sleep with on the low. Homeboys, available in ebook and paperback or wherever books are sold. Dude, yes, you're definitely of the LGBT community. Because at the end of the day, they can identify as being a trans woman or whatever the case may be. Don't matter. You're still effing around with another ninja. Point blank, period. And so, Deon freaking Richardson, he has this whole rant. He sings an R. Kelly song during this particular interview. And sings the wrong lyrics, by the way. Sounds like me sometimes. Sometimes I don't be knowing the lyrics and my daughter has to correct me at times. But I think this is wild. And alongside of it being wild, it honestly also shows kind of the negligence that happens when, heterosexual males or more so as to say, masculine presenting males have these particular worlds that they build around themselves in order to shield themselves, and at least in their mindset, from the atrocities of what it may feel like to be of the LGBT community, And so it's amazing because anybody with an IQ above room temperature can see that clearly this individual is, having these relations with this particular individual that was once identifying as a male or born as a male, and there's no escaping that. Point blank, period. So if you are a male and having relations with someone with a dangling tree down their legs, essentially, you are gay. There's, what I'm saying? You gay. And it is what it is. And obviously there's nothing wrong with it. We all know that society has become more and more accepting of this particular lifestyle. Not as much in the black community right now. There's still a lot more work to do in the black community in regards to acceptance. But, the biggest thing is when you look at this guy, Deon Richardson, it reminds me of the video I did where, in regards to the new face of gay, he looks straight. This dude, unless if his ex-girlfriend did not out him, he looks like just a straight acting heterosexual male. Like there is nothing in watching him in this interview and in a couple interviews on his press tour, might I add with quotation marks, that says that he sleeps with other men, And, at first, the guy, Deon Richardson, he was a little taken back by the situation that happened with his ex, but then he's, embraced the moment and decided to, do some content on IG. I don't know about any content on Twitter as of now. It's in that, in that particular realm or OnlyFans, but I do know he did, make some shout outs known to his particular IG pages, if you will. And so, with this particular situation with this particular individual, I just think that he needs to get outside of the realm of his own thinking and understand that, yeah, your behaviors suggest that you are very well infatuated with the same sex. It don't matter that, they may not have, you know, I'm trying to censor myself for YouTube, guys. It doesn't matter if you didn't get poked. If you did the poking in that person's backside, for which he did admit, then dude, you are engaging in every particular scenario of what it means to have a same-sex. Oh lordy, to have a same-sex relation, whatever. Okay, no different than a female, bro. Like, at the end of the day, if a female is, rubbing, two females are rubbing their cats together, essentially, and then then they have same-sex attractions, which also is okay, at least according to society. It is much more okay for women than it is for men, because honestly, only time I see these videos coming out in regards to this person getting exposed, that person getting exposed, is when it has something to do with a man, especially a black man. But when it comes down to women, I don't see no, oh yeah, Cynthia got exposed for effing around with another lesbian girl. I don't see those videos. I don't see the videos of baby mama gets exposed for, effing around with two, masculine leaning, females. I just don't see those damn videos. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it if that's what you choose, And when I say nothing wrong, I'm not talking about in a biblical standpoint. I'm referring to in a societal standpoint, especially with the acceptance level of women being able to have same-sex attractions to others. But it's just funny to me that a man, he has to go on this full-blown press tour because he's quote-unquote outed, while a woman, it's just blaze-toi for them to just do whatever, fuck around with each other all day long, and there's never deserving of the same type of scrutiny as it is as a man like Deon Richardson has to have. So a man like Deon Richardson has to then create this cocoon in his mind or a shield that, hey, no, I'm not gay. I'm just attracted to a trans woman, for which we all know that the definition of a trans woman is someone that was biologically born a male. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this episode. Please like and subscribe. Make your comments well known. I love to see it. And have a blessed day. Some of your favorite books from the creative mind of Michael D. Beckford are coming soon to quicklit.com.